Welcome to Behind the Desk with Charlton. Psalm 42 and line 1 reads, As the deer pants for the water brooks, so my soul pants for you, God. We hunger and thirst because our bodies send signals to remind us that we are either hungry or thirsty. Water is the body's source of power. Therefore, the body is in need of its source of power. Just as our bodies remind us that we need to eat or drink, God has enabled humanity to yearn for Him. Despite the similarity, the longing for God is a bit more complicated. Not everyone is aware that although they feel emptiness, they are not aware that only God can fill that emptiness. That void is natural. It is wired in humanity to look for God without even realizing it. The psalmist, on the other hand, continually expresses his need for God over and over again. We should be like the psalmist and call on God while things are still okay. We tend to wait to hit rock bottom before we call on God. A deer usually looks for water when it has escaped danger from predators. Predators usually seek out to hunt the deer, to attack and kill the deer. Predators such as a tiger or a lion or even a wolf. When the deer finally escapes danger, its heart rate decreases and slows down. The deer is finally able to relax and find peace. The psalmist makes this decree in line 1. He is claiming that he has escaped danger from evil. However, he is in need of God to refuel and calm him. In our daily lives, we are faced with our own battles that represent the predator. When we fight off addiction such as drug abuse and even depression, we are prone to fall because we are unworthy, sinful human beings. We are able to escape because we are loved and marked by the blood of the Lamb. When shall we cry out to God to help us escape? Line 2. My soul thirsts for God, for the living God. When shall I come and appear before God? Line 2 implies that the psalmist may have backslid just a bit. He has slowly drawn away from God and now realizes that he misses God. Furthermore, scholars suggest that the psalmist may have been in exile or imprisoned. Line 2 is a clear indication that the psalmist knows that he is empty. The psalmist knows who he has neglected and who he is in need of. Therefore, he cries out to the living God to quench his thirst and to sustain him. Along this journey of life, many have felt discouraged because they had to bury many, young and old, and they cry out, "When shall I come before my God and see His face?" But do not be discouraged, even after we have lost loved ones. even after we relapse back to our drug addictions. And even after the doctor tells us that we do not have long to live. And after life has gotten tough, we cry out, "When shall I come and appear before my God?" Line 3. My tears have been my food day and night, while they say to me all day long, "Where is your God?" How many of us can relate to this cry? How many of us go to bed at night in tears because we do not know what tomorrow holds? We automatically assume that the burden we carry today will be heavier tomorrow. But do not worry, my friend. Continue to seek God like the psalmist did, and everything will be okay. Line 4. I remember these things and pour out my soul within me, for I used to go over with the multitude and walk with them to the house of God, with a voice of joy and thanksgiving, a multitude celebrating a festival. In line 4, we find out that the psalmist was a pious man, a man that attended the temple regularly. A man that enjoyed fellowshipping and worshipping with his brothers and sisters. The psalmist enjoyed celebrating, singing and worshipping God in the temple. The psalmist is reflecting on these fond memories and expresses how he misses how things used to be. Reflecting on how we used to worship in the temple with other believers. But now the room he is seated in is empty and barren. He has seen God's faithfulness in his life and has experienced the joy that his presence brings. The psalmist now goes back to the God who he knows will never fail him. Many of us face that same issue today. We miss how things used to be in our home, in our church. But it is time to go back to the God we know will never ever fail us. The song sung by Lionel Harris sums up this message. I miss my time with you, those moments together. I need to be with you each day, and it hurts me when you say you are too busy trying to serve me. But how can you serve me when your spirit's empty? There's a longing in my heart, wanting more than just a part of you. It's true. I miss my time with you. And now, let us go back to the only God we know that can refuel us, the only one that is responsible for giving us life.